Hello, welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This time we'll be playing the Trials and Tribulations. I hope everyone's doing good. It's been a while since I last played this. It has been a while. I feel like I've took 2-3 months from Ace Attorney. I don't know. I just felt like I needed to do other stuff, and this one, if I do start an Ace Attorney stream, it's going to take me at least 2 months, to finish this. Because it's not a short game. Ace Attorneys are not short games, and especially I have to do 3 hours of these at least. Every session is 3 hours. But anyways, I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to do all sorts of weird voices. I hope my voice is good. I don't hear myself as clearly. I don't know why. Sometimes I hear myself clearly, sometimes I don't. Like music is too loud or something. Perhaps the music is too loud. But anyways, without further ado, let's just jump right in, alright? Let's just jump right in. Hello YouTube, yes. This is going to be uploaded on YouTube, so definitely people are going to be gonna see your message for eternity, Froggy. Anyways, let's I think we do a new game, and then we're gonna start Trials and Tribulations, third one. It's gonna be fun, I think. Turnabout memories. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. I don't know why. Ugh! How did I get into this mess? I know. Why? Why did I do that? Did I kill someone?
Objection!
Oh no. Okay, redeem the thing, but there's no sound. That girl! Hey, it's none of your business. Telling you for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Oh no. I think this is young Phoenix Wright. That's why it's called Turnabout Memories. It wasn't me. I didn't do it. It's young me. So, did I really kill a person? Probably not. Of course not. Oh, if I killed a person, I wouldn't be able to be a lawyer. Did you know that? If you are convicted of a criminal offense, you won't be eligible to become a lawyer. And I think it's any kind. I don't know. At least in Malaysia, it's any kind of criminal offense would bar you from practicing. So either you're already a lawyer. If you're already a lawyer, then you get suspended and all that. You know, strike off from the bar. If you're not a lawyer yet, but you want to become one, and you can't get a license. Yeah, all that snaz. But anyways, what am I trying to do? Oh yeah, I want to see if... Let's do this. Oh. Is it working?
Wait, that's illegal.
It's working. I just can't hear it. So perhaps I didn't... Did I mute myself somehow? I don't think I muted myself. I'm monitoring it. That's strange. Oh no. Is it because... Oh no, might be because of that. I might not be able to hear anything then. No, I feel like I didn't mess with the audio or anything like that. So we're on a good start apparently. On a good start. Let me do this again. I really can't hear it. Oh no. Well, at least you all hear it. I can see channel redeems when it happens. But for those that are like watching watching a VOD, I just did some streaming channel features things that would alert me to stuff, but I can't hear anything. So I guess it will. This is a bit scuffed, but oh wells. Oh wells. Let's just hear my beautiful voice and the game's audio stuff. All right, I guess. I guess in a way, we won't be distracted. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Oh no. Mia, I guess it's younger Mia. How do I do her voice? I guess it's not, she's younger, so I probably do younger Mia, but no idea. My voice today is very husky. I don't know. Is my voice very husky? I feel like my voice is very husky. It's because I haven't been talking for like 2 days. I have talked to my family and all that, but not a lot. So I guess this is what happens when you isolate yourself. Even it's kind of showing that whenever if I don't stream and stuff, my voice just turns into this, I don't know how to say, uncle voice, old man voice. Oh well, I guess it's the best because I'm going to be doing a judge voice soon. Anyhow, yeah, it's finally time. I'm kind of nervous. It's this guy, Mr. Grossberg. Good morning.
Oh, Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed. Mr. Grossberg, look at me, I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. You obviously haven't got the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm sorry. It's just that I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's right. It's your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me. What was your earnest request last night? Let me handle this case. You suddenly said, and quite forcefully too.
I just found out yesterday about a case, I mean.
What? But you've already learned all the relevant facts.
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have. I think.
Oh dear. In any case, don't let our client see you're so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? It's our client.
Yes, P for Phoenix. Cough, sniffle. How do I do it? I don't know. Oh, I'm way off my game now. Good morning there, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just want to say, I'll give it all I got. Yeah, it'll be fine. No problem. Achoo. What's wrong? Do you have a cold or something, Mr. Rai? Ginga! Wait, that one I can hear. Why did I hear everything else? Thank you for the sub, Ginga. Is there some sort of alert stuff going on? I guess not. Damn. What's wrong with all my stuff recently? Anyhow. Hope you are doing well, Ginga. Hope you had your lunch. I hope you had your lunch.
Hold it!
I don't hear it. Maybe I don't even know. Yeah, probably actually, people who are watching the VOD can hear it. Neon! Why are you here? Are you? Did you just wake up? Okay. But yes, welcome everyone. I'm playing a lawyer game. Surprise, surprise. But yes, hope everyone's doing well. Actually, it's right. Like the Flying Brothers, people screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask is for. My doctor says this way. Don't give it to anyone else. Kind to others, he says. Apparently still recovering in the hospital, so I won't be able to talk a lot, but I saw you sneeze and want to check in. I see. No worries, Kinga, no worries, Kinga. No need to type anything, you can look as much as you like, alright? But thank you for the sub in either way. Alright, take a lot of rest, right? Just chill. At least you have internet, so you get to watch streams and stuff. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Please, let go of my shirt. That's right. He's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. My name is Mia Fei. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. That trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's been 1 year since then. Well, here I am again. This time I'm going to win. For my client. And for myself. Right, gonna save young Phoenix. Let's do the tutorial case. April 11th, 10 AM, District Court, courtroom number 2. How do I...
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution's ready, Your Honor.
Thank you. I would be more active once I am home, but for now I should be careful with myself to just be happy seeing you. Makes me feel less lonely in this white room. Oh, Ginga. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm bringing some, I guess, warmth or anything into your day. But yes, hope you recover fast soon and stay safe and be happy, all that.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fei, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing there right next to you?
Yes, well...
You are just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think.
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It will be all over soon.
What's that all about? Dockets. No need to be sorry. It's all right, Docket. You didn't cause any trouble. All right. Hope you're well there. Did you manage to recover your Discord account though? Yeah. It happens. Just hope you didn't cause you any sort of like real trouble, real problems. But yeah. Thank you for the sub though. Thank you. It's very much appreciated. What was all that about? Was he trying to trash talk me?
Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University. The murder victim was a student named Duke Swallow. He was reportedly a student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body. And the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well. The court accepts this photo in the record as evidence.
Good. Let's settle down. It was a compromise that we could have 6 years ago. Oh, I see. Good. Well, at least it's all done and finished. Glad to hear that. I've read it. Let me check the photo. Yes, umbrella. This thing. That's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple photo.
By the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take the question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a gentleman, if you will.
A what? Stand up to him, yeah? Show him what you're made of.
Oh, a perfect opportunity. Well, opposite the cost. Go on. Please say you know at least that smart.
I'm so sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
My hemorrhoids are beginning to act up.
Oh no. Hemorrhoids.
I'll see here. The details of the case are filed under the court record. You knew that already, didn't you?
Ah, the court record. I think I can see that. I can see that by pressing. Yes. Fatal electric shock. Hey, it was. Is this April? April 9th? What a coincidence. I'm playing this game on April. April 9th at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock.
All of the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at the data there and think carefully before you answer them, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. I can't let the prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. I just press tab here. I already did.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
Electrocution. According to the court record, it was a fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution. Also, I guess, it's a good reminder that cases like this don't happen totally off guard, like where the lawyer is totally off guard, okay? Any case, lawyers, whatever person that is involved in case should know all about the evidence that's to be presented, all of the facts that is about the case, the witnesses, all that stuff, okay? There's no surprise autopsy updates or surprise evidence just submitted to the court right now and only now we're examining it. Nothing like that. in real life, it's much more boring. Okay.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did a murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oopsie, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
Mr. Winston paid for you. He is one smooth operator, if you catch my drift.
Yes, a lot of pain in my ass.
They don't call him the rookie killer for nothing, you know. Now then, let's hear from the defense. What was the source of the bad blood between the victim and the defendant? This time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get all worked up over this. As I said, all our weapons can be found in the court record. Find the evidence you need, and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir. Into old Greybeard's face. You talk like that to the judge, you're dead. You're super dead.
Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady.
Yeah.
Evidence isn't the only thing in the court record. People's profiles are as well. You can toggle between profiles and evidence with that, so be sure to go over it at all.
Right. The victim currently has co-dated the victim Doug Swallow up until 8 months ago. Phoenix Wright's girlfriend. Okay.
Now then, let's see what you've got. What was the cause of the bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
It's this girl, Dahlia Hawthorne. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
Am I getting Mr. Payne's voice right? Is he annoying to you all? Do you hate hearing me doing the voice?
He started again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants. Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself? Well, Miss Faye.
It's fine. After all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objection.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
It's me.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Yes. My name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now, I guess I'm a suspect.
No. He means what did you do before you were arrested?
Achoo.
I was a university student.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected in the death of your fellow student.
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you I was...
No. Would the defendant please refrain from passing on his code to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us all about your relation to the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. Victim and I admit I was there. I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. Wait, what? What are you calling British wannabe?
I see. So you hardly knew the victim?
Right. Like I said, I'm not a killer. Looks like the judge understands.
You're being naive, you know. Too naive.
Huh?
It seems that you've forgotten one small thing, young lady.
That would be...
This witness still has to undergo something called cross-examination.
Cross-examination?
He's right. It's the defense duty to carry out cross-examination.
That's not right. Cross-examination can be done by both parties. Yeah, from opposite. Yeah. So this is a criminal case. The prosecutors can cross-examine. Defense can cross-examine. Okay. But cross-examine is specifically the term when you. How do you say? Yeah, interrogate, I guess. Or you ask questions about the witness, about the accused, whatever it is that is opposed to you. That's why it's called cross-examination. I believe... I can't remember, but when you question your own witness, your own people... Like the witness is giving a testimony that's good for you, that's beneficial for you, in favor of your case. It's a different word. It's been such a long time, but it's something. It's a different term. Something examination. Anyways, let's continue. I'm definitely a lawyer. All right.
The purpose is to determine if a witness testimony contains any contradictions.
Contradictions?
If a witness is lying, a statement will conflict with the court record.
But Mr. Wright is my client.
Even if he is your client, in court, all lies must be struck down. As a lawyer, that is your duty, you see.
What does he mean by that? Is he saying that testimony just now? There was a lie? Contradiction?
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Fay.
Please, Mr. Wright, tell me you haven't been lying. You wouldn't do that to me, would you? Well, I think the problem is you haven't sat down and talked to each other about the case, that's why. Let your witness blab all everything and whatever he wants. Yeah, you admit you were there. You say there, you mean the place where the victim was murdered? Yeah, sort of. The place somewhere something happened anyway.
Something? You can't hide what happened. We have photographic evidence.
Achoo, 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 achoo. Anyway, Mr. Wright, what were you doing at the scene of the crime? I thought you said you didn't know the victim, Mr. Swallow. It was just a coincidence. We bumped into each other by accident.
A coincidence, huh?
Okay. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right. I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, why would you say that the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe? Achoo! Well, Mr. Wright... No, it wasn't me. I'm not a killer, I swear.
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it that you knew the victim was, as you put it, a British wannabe?
Yes, well... He was walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. I feel like this is wrong. There's nothing wrong. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It's right there on his back.
Miss Fay, is there some point to this line of questioning?
Your Honor, please take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute. He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union jacket was on the back of the t-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you know that, would you? You'd have no idea at all what he was wearing underneath that jacket. Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please, forgive me. Wah!
Mia, you've made our client cry.
Let him. That P on his chest, Phoenix, doesn't stand for Phoenix anyways. It stands for Phoenix. I can't believe I trusted him. Mr. Wright was all wrong.
It was an impressive bit of cross-examination. Thank you for uncovering the defense's lies for me. It's quite clear that this man did not simply stumble upon the scene of the crime.
Uh-oh. Did I go too far?
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Have you taken any medicine for it?
I took some, but...
It's a medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X.
Yeah, that's right. It kills colds good. Hey, wait a second. How did you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X?
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does it even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like you to take a look at another photo from the crime scene.
Okay. Hey, that could be Cold Killer Y, though. It's not... you know...
What's this? In the victim's hand, it's Cold Killer V.
How can you tell it's X? It can't be a V, right? Yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid an argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. Especially since Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up the bottle of medicine.
Oh no, I just realized. Mr. Payne here wears green in this game. Oh no, I'm wearing green. I'm not him. I'm not going to turn bold. I don't play with my hair like that as well. Okay. It's very sus.
Drop by Mr. White and hit it in his hand. His purpose is doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
That's quite a leap of assumptions.
Order! Order in the court!
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well. The court will accept them into the court record.
Okay. Covering Wright's fingerprints. Okay, it is Code Killer X. It's not Code Killer Y or Code Killer V. Everything seems alright. Right? I was looking at a watch, but I don't know.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, it ceased functioning when a large wave of electricity passed through it.
That's it? That's it? I guess if it's a... I don't know. Would it actually have an effect on a watch if you get electrocuted? That's something I'm actually curious. If you get electrocuted while wearing a watch, it will affect the watch. Would it also affect your phone? I don't know.
Well, Mr. Wright, do you have some kind of explanation for all this?
This is really bad.
Oh, my buttocks! My poor hemorrhoids!
Why? Is your hemorrhoids senses tingling? The truth is, I went because he called me. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3, split up. And later when I went back, I found him lying there. I'd been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, and I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime the day of the accident.
It's alright. It's completely different from the testimony you gave previously.
Achoo! I'm sorry, Your Honor. I was afraid you wouldn't believe the truth.
You'll forgive me if I say I hardly find your current testimony any more credible.
Miss Fay, please begin your cross-examination.
Oh, please, Mr. Wright, don't tell any more lies. What really happened? Called you for what? Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day, he called me and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
My, it's kind of embarrassing. She's my, sweetheart.
Ooh, what was that for, Mia?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like slapping something all of a sudden. Okay. You jealous? Why are you jealous, Mia?
Dahlia Hawthorne was also in love of the murdered victim, Dirk Swallow. Before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
He was in the... Took her to meet at the floor behind that building. We talked for a bit and then the Route 3 we split. So what was it you were talking about? You know... Maybe we should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. Okay. Okay. Lost it. On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does it have to do with anything? can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly, just the two of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Ouch! Why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden.
Well, Mia,
I don't know. Can't seem to find any contradictions.
the boy isn't exactly what I call a natural born liar, you know. But still, we can't have him continue to spout nonsense.
I know. What can I do?
Well, I'm certain he must be hiding something. Information. Right now it's information we need more than anything else.
Okay. Why did you come back? So you say you went back... yeah, that's when I found body. Yes, but why did you go back in the first place? Weren't you angry with him? Well, that's right, I was. Why, Mr. Wright? Why did you go back there? I thought maybe we could make up.
Make up?
Well, is that shocking?
Achoo, achoo.
Judging by the atmosphere, I'm pretty sure no one is buying this. I'm just gonna press for everything and only see if I need to contradict anything. It's rather unusual to catch a cold this time of the year, isn't it? Yeah, I always get a little careless when the weather starts to warm up. I guess I shouldn't sleep with the window open this early in spring, huh? I suppose common sense is not always common. So, did anyone else know that you were taking cold medicine? Well, I always took one after meals, so I'm pretty sure all my friends knew about it. Okay, everyone knew about it.
You lost water around time of the day of an incident.
Did it change? I think it changed. Right? I don't know. I'm gonna question it again. On the day of the incident. Okay. Oh, I guess it didn't change. Damn it. Skip. Wait, I don't have a skip button. Okay, I'll just press everything then. Right? Then I'll resort to walkthroughs. Okay. Can't be bothered, you know. I'm certain I'm very sure that the third game, the Phoenix Wright third game, is extremely difficult, even if at the beginning. Especially at the end, I think. I don't even remember finishing this game though. I don't know. Okay, I haven't pressed this one. I'm gonna press this then. Is it Mr. Swallow who indicated you should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You say the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist? I see.
I gotta admit, it was a little suspicious. It had a whole laboratory and everything. It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. He sounds like he was quite an ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him some more details. About timing of the meeting. So you are absolutely certain that you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure. That's the time class ends. They're always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway.
Witness, let's go on.
Okay, I guess I asked the wrong question. Okay, I'm gonna do it all again. So I'm gonna check. Did I? Oh, yeah. I did cancel it. Okay. Right. Skip. Pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Okay, sure. I don't know that much though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses strange machines that run on high voltage electricity. That's right. They sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so there are high voltage cables everywhere. High voltage cables? Yeah. There were electrical poles set up all around building. High voltage cables run around the roof. Finally, I think we're getting somewhere.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death.
Actually, we only told how he died, but the prosecutor never said how it was the accused that caused the electricity. How did Phoenix Wright cause the victim's death? It's not explained at all. Like, yes, he was electrocuted. So from what? From those cables. How did Phoenix Wright cut the cable and shock the dude and all that? How was that all possible? It's never established. It was there, so it must be him. Okay.
So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death. And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
No! Welcome. Hope did you just wake up? I'm gonna guess you just woke up. And you're going to be hell diving. But yeah, thank you for lots of headbats. Hope you're doing well. Alright?
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Your testimony cannot be trusted.
What do you mean?
I knew it was too much for work for a little girl.
Expose me for it's not really exposing you. I mean, it's obvious. You stream late night.
However, there is one mystery that still remains.
There is, Your Honor.
How the murder was carried out, of course.
Yes, that was what I was questioning.
But how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murder weapon has been produced yet, correct?
Well, that is, you're correct, Your Honor.
Even the prosecutor doesn't know. So, how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? If I could somehow establish how it was done. Yeah, I mean, don't do that. That's the prosecutor's job. Because, the only thing that's connecting the murder and our client is he was there. There's nothing else that connects him with the victim. Literally. No murder weapon. If we just so happen to be there, found the body. And so it's just because he's related, that gives him a motive to kill him, to kill the victim. Nah, what bullshit. Maybe I could still come out of this mess smelling like a rose. Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Faye.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite a brash statement coming from a rookie.
I'm doing your job for you, Payne.
But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of the court, yes? An attorney must be able to substantiate the arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Actually, I had totally forgotten about that. Okay.
Now then, Miss Fay, let me see what you've got. Show me how you believe the victim was electrocuted.
As for the cause of death, I'd say this picture captures it quite well.
What? There is nothing that even remotely resembles a murder weapon here. I'm afraid the defense is going to have to explain this in a bit of more detail. I'm very dumb, as you can tell. Miss Fay, where exactly is this photo in this? Is the weapon? Is this sparkly thing the weapon? Oh dear me, I'm so dumb.
Well, naturally, it's right here.
That's... What is that?
Severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. Remember the testimony we've heard? Machines the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage. Because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, the high voltage cable...
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man.
Now, the victim's cause of death may indeed have been a high-voltage cable. However, I want you to think about what that really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the cable as a murder weapon was... the defendant.
Why?
That much is certainly true.
Yes, and that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish that Mr. Wright was the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean that the defendant's fingerprints were on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at a crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. As you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
Do they? I actually don't know. Interesting. You mean...
Yes, it was quite clearly imprinted on the chest area of the victim's jacket. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. Intent on murder. He squarely pushed the victim towards a severed electrical cable.
Order! That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination. Stick a fucking ass. We're done.
Mr. Grossberg?
I have my devil eye. So it's over, Mia. I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
Yes, he really does have hemorrhoid senses, spider senses. No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
No further evidence is required to convince me of this man's guilt.
Your Honor,
At this time, I'm prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Fay?
is this what you want, Mr. Wright? You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth. If you don't say something now, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. It's gonna beat your ass. But I can't. I just can't say it. If I told you what really happened, then I'd be... It's okay. It's right. I'm your attorney. You can trust me. Miss Fay, no matter what it is you have to say, I believe in you, and I'll represent you to the very end.
We've already established the defendant's guilt. There's no further need for him to say anything.
Wait a minute. He's right. I'll tell you what really happened.
But I've already told you, Mr. Wright. There's no need for further...
I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. Oh no, I just skipped. Because they say something about Dolly or something, I guess. That girl. You should not like it. Hey, it's not your business. I'm telling you for his sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Boosh. And he got electrocuted. Well, it certainly seals the deal.
What you just said, was that the truth?
Yes, I was afraid that if I told the truth, everyone would think I was a murderer for sure.
Well, as things currently stand, we're all absolutely convinced you are.
Please give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. It'll be okay, won't it, Miss Fay? I believe in you. Thank you. I still can't believe it. You really did push the victim.
Oh, it feels like my hemorrhoids are doing the Harlem Shake.
Wait. Was Harlem Shake a thing back then? Was Harlem Shake the meme so old? Yeah. It was like more than a decade ago, right? I think, this game. Damn. That guy was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back. He was just lying there, dead. Well, that's, interesting.
Well, the explanation is really quite simple. When I pushed him, Mr. Swallow flew back and touched the electrical cable. He died from the shock, and that, as they say, is that.
A simple explanation indeed.
At the time of the incident, a light rain had been falling. Wet from the rain, the victim was more easily electrocuted.
James! Oh, hello, welcome. I guess this is the first time you're listening to me or watching me play Ace Attorney. Well, you're in luck because I was doing all weird voices. Or at least you have been hearing me doing all weird voices. But yes, so we are doing well. I'm doing well, I think. Mostly. I've just been busy, you know. But good busy, good busy. But when I pushed him, there weren't any electrical cables nearby. If there had been something like that, even I would have noticed it. That's true. Even a doofus like him couldn't miss that.
Miss Fay, let me warn you right now that if your cross-examination doesn't yield any new facts, I intend to deliver my verdict without further delay. Are we clear on that?
Yes, Your Honor. Don't give up, Mia. If he is innocent, there must be some kind of evidence somewhere that will prove it.
Yes.
I'm guessing it's about the time. It's only my guess. But let me press this first. So what kind of things did Mr. Swallow say to you? He said all sorts of terrible things about Dolly. He said that she was a bad girl. Oh, bad girl.
Is that all?
Yep.
Well, Miss Fay, you heard him yourself.
Oh boy, you're not doing yourself any favors here, Mr. Wright. Please don't make this harder for me than it already is. Literally, damn Phoenix. He only said that and didn't explain anything further and just pushed him. Anyway, after he said that, I just gave him a shove. Okay. That moment I heard some kind of loud noise. Okay. What loud noise are you talking about? Loud noise? And what would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like snap. You know? Come to think of it, I wonder what that was.
Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted.
You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? I'm treading on some dangerous ground here. As for more details, it's alright. That loud noise you heard may be extremely important. I'll try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it? Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. Oh. Why would the umbrella crack though? He fell right on top of it, and it broke. Oh, okay. That's probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella, huh? And did that umbrella belong to the victim?
Yes, it was a plastic umbrella. Cheap and frail, kind of like the owner. And again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. I was totally soaked to the bone.
Miss Fay, what do you think? Is there something important at the testimony just now?
Well, of course it's important. This is it, Mia. The information you've been waiting for. Of course it's important. No, this cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it into the testimony.
Ha! How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense request. Witness, please add a bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
Okay. Do I have anything to say about this? I feel like time is still very important. Because they talk to each other at 3, but the time stop at 3 after 3 or something like that. 25? Not 25. I'm gonna look at this picture again. It stopped at very recent. It's 3 o'clock, correct? But exactly 3 o'clock? It's about 5 minutes or something, I guess. Yeah, it was right there under him. Actually, if it hadn't been under him, I was planning on borrowing it for myself. The umbrella, you mean? Well, yeah, you see, I was wearing this sweater here. I only stay out late for nights at a time knitting it for me. I didn't want the rain to dampen the handmade symbol of her love.
Oof. My stomach is not to be used as your personal soccer ball, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Continue on with your testimony, witness.
Yeah, I'm guessing it's that picture. Because he did say he landed on the umbrella. But the picture shows that he's not on the umbrella. The umbrella is beside him or near him. So this is going to be... Again, yes, I'm right. Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter prosecution's argument earlier.
What do you mean by that?
Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely, the umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole. And the victim is not like... If Phoenix Wright shoved him from the front, why is he laying on his stomach? Face down on the ground.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell, in other words. After he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No!
Order, order, order! The victim, he moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella is in this photo. Where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want it presented as evidence immediately.
Okay. And by the victim, found broken ear. Okay.
The umbrella could have simply been blown by the wind.
According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown there by the wind.
But
I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the smallest doubt remains, I cannot render final judgment.
No!
I must say, I still find it hard to believe. The huge hole has been blown in the prosecution's case by the defendant's testimony.
Yes. It was very easy.
Well done, yeah. I totally believe you. Mr. Payne, what are you chuckling about?
Pardon me, Your Honor. It seems I was expecting too much of a free ride. It was foolish to think I could establish guilt through cross-examination alone.
I'm afraid I don't follow what you're saying.
Let me guess. You have another witness.
Exactly. And this witness's testimony will be incontrovertible.
Well, who is this witness?
Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Dahlia Hawthorne? You don't mean Dolly?
I do, Your Honor. Defendant's very own lover is a witness to the whole thing. That's right. She was at the scene of the crime where the murder took place.
What?
I'm sorry to break the bad news to you, my dear.
Bad news? You couldn't be more wrong. Actually, I've been waiting for this.
You can't be serious.
Yeah, what do you mean by that? I think this is a good point for us to stop at. Court will now enter a 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Okay. Good time for me to hydrate as well. Damn. Been a while I have done all these weird voices. I'm glad to do all these weird voices. All right. Let's go. April 11th, 11:52 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Miss Faye, I'm sorry about what happened back there. It's alright. At least you told us the truth in the end, Mr. Wright. Yeah, so I guess I can start to relax then, huh?
Relax, my boy. You can't be serious after hiding such important facts.
But the next witness is my Dolly, right? She'll save me. I just know she will. Why do you think that? Huh? What do you mean? She's the love of my life. That's why. The love of your life, huh? Would you mind telling me more about you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne? Sure, no problem. Dolly and we first met about 8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse. Actually, I'm just starting to be a lawyer on the side. Anyway, one day, she and I just bumped into each other in the reading room downstairs. That's why I really think it was fate that brought us together. As soon as I first set eyes on her, I knew she was the one for me. Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. Oh no, that's a red flag. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, I want you to carry this.
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
This darling little bottle is filled with memories of my darling little Dolly. The bottle? It certainly is a little bottle, alright. It makes me so happy. I show it to everyone I meet. I want to share my happiness with the whole world. Okay. Small bottle necklace. Shows to everyone. Anyway. So after that, you and Miss Hawthorne started dating. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now. Okay.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
Well, okay, we're just gonna stop there, I guess. By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne, 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how did you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this? A newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse. Murder?
What are you reading there? Let me see that.
Oh no, the bottle is vital, decisive evidence. It's so obvious.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I think I understand what you're trying to say. I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there is some connection between these two cases. Am I correct?
Yes. Is there like further reading? There is. Very little information is being disclosed at this time. Since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. However, police are questioning the 19-year-old female college student who was sitting with the victim. Wait. Victim of yesterday's incident.
Kill the lawyer!
Okay. Why? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. I need to finish this myself.
Ah, yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to be of help to you, Mia. Now, it looks like recess is over. About over. We'd better all get moving.
I guess so. That recess sure seemed longer than 20 minutes though. To be continued. Damn. Is this a... Yeah, it is. It is a... What do you say? Tutorial case, but it has two parts. This is first. This is a first, I think. Normally it usually ends in one part. Oof. Wait, that's the last time I played this game? Which is... Oh, wow, it's been a while. It's been... Wow. Yeah, it's been a while. Oh, wait. 5 months? Yeah, it's been 5 months.
Safe.
I'm gonna hydrate. April 11th, 12:13 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 2.
Court will now reconvene. Mr. Payne, please call your witness.
This next person is someone who witnessed the crime as it happened. The prosecution calls Miss Dahlia Hawthorne to the stand.
Oh no, how do I do her voice? She's so innocent that butterflies fly towards her. Or are actually the butterflies represent the victims she killed. And the butterflies are haunting her forever. What's with this stiff silence?
In my long career as a judge, I've been deceived by many witnesses. It's my job to doubt, take no one at their word. But in your case, I must admit that you radiate a glow of complete sincerity.
I can't believe he actually said that.
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
Don't worry, sweet.
Judge. Please, stay professional.
Don't worry, sweetie. There's no need to be nervous.
If anyone says anything rude, you can be sure to cut them down right down to size.
And I will bash them with my gavel.
I love how they look straight at me when they say that. Okay. Thank you for calming my nerves. You're so nice. I must feel right at home.
Not at all.
It was nothing.
If we may move on now, what is your full name and occupation? My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, It's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine.
Well, we know whose milkshake brings all the boys to you. Oh, I didn't know this the third game has so many old references. This is so old. Sir?
Is there something I can help you with?
Just go on and say whatever is on your mind.
I'm sure that there must be some kind of mistake. Feeny wouldn't kill anyone. I just know it.
Yes, yes, I can see why you say that.
She's going to be a tough witness, all right. Only took her 12 seconds to wrap them all around her little finger. That took 12 seconds.
Now then, please proceed with your testimony. Let's hear about what you witnessed on the day of the incident, if you please.
I had been planning to go back to Feeny's place after class was over. Feeny and Dookie, they were talking behind the building. Then suddenly, Dookie got all wobbly and just collapsed. That's where Feeny noticed that I was there. I went to go and find some other students and they called the authorities.
I don't know what to say. According to you, Miss Hawthorne, the defendant didn't do anything wrong.
There's a few facts there, lady.
Young lady, as old as I am, even I recall how hot the flames of young passion can burn. Nevertheless, it is my job to discover the truth. Please, tell us the truth.
But, I would never. It's more than enough, witness. I won't allow this to continue.
What do you mean by that?
Please, just let me proceed with my cross-examination, Your Honor. I, for one, don't plan to win my case on a bunch of paper-thin lies. Hee hee. You haven't changed a bit, Mia Fei.
What's this? So, you two are acquainted?
Yes, we've met before. Once.
In any case, Miss Fay, the floor is all yours.
It's good to see you again, Madam Fay. Madam? I'm no one's grandma yet, girlie. Wait, how old is Mia right now? This time? No, okay. To go back to this place after the class is over. Feeny and Doogie, they were walking behind the building. Hardly Doogie got all wobbly. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes? In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeny never did a thing to Doogie. If I press her for no good reason, I just know the judge would get angry with me. So what should I do about her testimony just now?
Contradiction.
Feeble lies are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne. So let's drop it, shall we? What? I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger this witness. I believe the defense is engaged in a fishing expedition. That is, she has no supporting.
Oh, the death glare.
Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
Now then, Miss Hawthorne, Okay. The defendant's palm print was found on Miss Swallow's leather jacket. It has already been shown that Mr. Wright did, in fact, push the victim. What? There's no need to try to cover the fault of the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth.
There's nothing to worry about, young lady. Just tell us everything that you saw.
Yes, Your Honor, I will. If you don't mind, I'd like to revise my testimony. Looks like we're finally getting somewhere. Okay, you didn't see. You didn't see it? Well, I saw the moment when Doogie fell to the ground.
And at that time, there was only the two of them at the scene. The defendant, Phoenix Wright, and the victim, Duke Swallow.
Yes, that's right.
Didn't look like they were fighting and didn't hear anything unusual either.
That's wrong. Do I have evidence to show that?
You're wrong!
You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. Nice flip of the hair. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that if you were really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Ah!
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. You see, the truth is, I had my headphones on. I was listening to music at the time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. It seems as though Thor wasn't ready for his fun to come to an end yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there weren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now. She said something that could totally change this whole case. It was lightning. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere, am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that the victim died from being hit by a bolt of lightning?
Very unlikely, but okay. I must admit that. The thought had not occurred to me.
Sorry, my wife is messaging me. Just what kind of thoughts do occur to this guy anyway? This entire case is built on the premise that Mr. Dirk Swallow was murdered. And that very premise itself is mistaken. The defense believe that Mr. Swallow was, in fact, the victim of a stray bolt.
It appears the defense may be on to something. Could it be that the death was actually accidental?
Right, you did it, Mia. I'll be taking that doctor.
I'm hurt that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Faye.
Huh?
Oh,
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found there were no lightning strikes on the day at that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
Who is this affidavit from?
Pharmacology student who were conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out to the court the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in labs lost power all of a sudden at around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All of the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor.
So you're saying the equipment lost power because...
Precisely. They lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage occurred at approximately 3 p.m.
Which fits with the time of death listed in the autopsy report.
Exactly. In other words, the victim died as a result of touching the severed electrical cable.
Okay.
According to the students, the cables were very old.
I feel like I'm reading the speed of the text based on how fast it appears, I guess.
They were planning on having them replaced in the near future.
I see.
Apparently, the cables had become so brittle. And even the smallest bump would have caused them to break.
Sorry, give me a moment to text my wife. Okay. Oh, power cable broke due to some sort of impact. Some sort of impact? What impact would that be? 2:55 p.m.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. If the cable could have been broken by any small bump, that it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Faye, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of the severed cable?
Your Honor, I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. If it pleases the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
Well then, Let's hear it. Who or what is this that caused the cable to break?
I'm gonna say it's Swallow. Is it? This is why the cable snapped. Oh no, I was wrong. That's not it. No. Did I get a penalty? Okay, no. I can try again. Phoenix? Your Honor, please think back. I mean, I'm not wrong, right? Like, maybe he bumped into the pole and it snapped? Something. Anyways, Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened at around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right. Wait, are you saying that?
The lab equipment lost power at 2:55 p.m., which fits right in Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shaft that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to that same conclusion. And it was that very shaft that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take a good look at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into that pole as a result of being pushed. It was that impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And then the victim was electrocuted.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but no, it doesn't make sense at all. If the victim was shoved into the far pole, and he couldn't have been electrocuted by this severed cable in the foreground here. In other words, someone other than my client must have electrocuted the victim.
Order! Order in the court!
Lamentations of my enemy. How I long to hear them.
It's true. The defense is absolutely correct. There doesn't seem to be any way the defendant could...
Mr. Judge, sir, may I say something? The Madam Attorney's explanation. She said things that are a little different than I remember them.
What?
What the... Please, just once more. May I please testify one last time? Please, Mr. Judge.
Of course, it's all right. Just go right ahead and give your new testimony.
This is it. She's finally starting to show her true colors.
Yes, what you witness.
The truth is, Vinny pushed him twice. The first time was into the electrical pole. It's when the cable broke. And Dookie tried his best to run away from him. But Vinny caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping and Dookie being electrocuted. It all could last a minute.
Okay. So after being shoved, the victim got up and tried to run away.
And that is when the defendant pushed him for the second time.
I'm so sorry, Vinny, but I just have to tell the truth. Am I doing the right thing? Am I, Mr. Judge?
Of course you are, my dear. As painful it may seem, you are.
Who would fall for this?
Now then, Miss Fay, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Right. So something's wrong. I think it's the timing. Timing is wrong. Twice. First time was into electrical pole, that's when the cable broke. Then Dookie tried his best to run away from him, but Vinny caught up and crashed into him from behind. Which makes sense. That he's like face down. Cable snapping and Dookie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. This is kind of wrong. I'm just gonna press it in case. I already have an evidence in mind ready. Did you actually witness the moment the victim was electrocuted? I'm sorry, I didn't actually see it. I turned my eyes away.
That's understandable.
Yes, indeed. It would have been a horrific sight for anyone to behold.
If I don't figure out the contradiction, it's all over. She didn't have much time to come up with a lie, so this is my best chance. Must be a hole in her testimony somewhere. Think, Mia, think! That's the last page statement.
Objection!
Yeah, baby. That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will, in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, Madison. That's the one Finney likes to take for his cold. It's not the Madison I want you to take a look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at a precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered that power outage due to the cable snapping?
Well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55. Yeah!
Would you care to explain to court, Miss Dahlia Hawthorne, what exactly happened during this 10-minute interval?
Yeah.
The defense proposes that it was during the interval that real murder killed Miss Doug Swallow.
Order! Order!
This is nonsense. The real murderer?
Even you can't deny that the time between the cable breaking and electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who was it? Who else are you saying could have done it?
There's only one person who could have murdered Mr. Swallow. Only after my client had left the scene was there a window of opportunity for the real killer.
Miss Fay, is the defense ready to indict someone as this real killer?
It's finally time. This is the moment I've been waiting for. Yes, Your Honor, we are ready.
Very well, but remember, if you accuse the wrong person, you will be penalized. Think very carefully before you speak, Miss Fay. Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who is the real killer?
It's her. It's very obvious. It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing the whole time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop the man dearest to you.
Order! Order, Miss Fay! What? I mean, why? That is to say...
Miss Hawthorne, I believe you did witness the two men fighting on that day. However, after Mr. Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mr. Swallow to his death by your very own hands. I did. What did I? Oh, well, never mind. How can you say something so mean, Madam Faye? I didn't do anything.
Miss Faye, this is a very serious job.
Phoenix. Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say.
You? Oh, what is it?
Please strike everything the defense say just now from record. What the? Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Golly, she couldn't do something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Ah! Achoo. Leave my dolly alone. Achoo. Oh. Okay. That boy. Wait, it's Crossberg?
He's gotten himself in the way of his head.
Oh, Mr. Crossberg, you're back.
It seems I've arrived just in the nick of time. I found a police report on that incident, your newspaper clipping.
Okay, let me read that. Thank you so much. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Location, District Courthouse, Cafeteria. Diego Armando, 28, occupation lawyer. Suspect Dahlia Hawthorne, 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or on the suspect's person. It is unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Oh, this is so obvious. So obvious. But anyways.
You better take a good look at it. It tells how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Oh.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I.
May I interrupt you for just a moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Go right ahead.
Madam Faye, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet Doogie? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you that you should let me handle this. Sorry, please go ahead.
How can you say that? I'm absolutely devoted to my dear Feeny. The notion that I would try to frame is ludicrous. This is all just too much for poor little me to bear.
I believe the girl is trying to ask what on earth her motive would be.
Okay, I don't think that's what she said, but alright. The answer to that lies somewhere in this police report. It must. 8 months ago, an incident occurred in the basement cafeteria of this building. And then, that same day, two of them accidentally meet. Your Honor, the defense requests further testimony from Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Further testimony? What about?
About the events of the day when she first met the defendant, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What could that possibly have to do with this case?
The witness claims that she has no reason to frame the defendant. Am I correct? I have evidence that suggests that she, in fact, had a very good reason.
Very well, then. The court grants the defense request. Young lady, would you mind staying up on just a little bit longer?
Of course not, Mr. Judge. Get ready for the battle of your life, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes. Round 2. Fight!
I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. It's like we were destined to meet in this very courthouse's basement reading room. The moment our eyes met, my heart skipped a beat. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovey-wovey, we literally make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think.
Okay.
Is that last part really necessary?
Mr. Wright, do that again and you will be held in contempt of court.
And now we've entered the final act of our little drama.
As we used to say in the days of my youth, go get her.
Okay. It's a saying. I first met my darling Feeny 8 months ago. Okay, wait, sorry. I already read this. What am I saying? That's to me, that's very gay. I'm gonna press this. The courthouse reading room? That's a strange place to meet the love of your life. It's not true, Madam Faye. After all, Feeny was not only an art student, but he was also planning on becoming a lawyer. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about you, Miss Hawthorne. What was a literature student like you doing in a courthouse reading room?
This line of questioning is a waste of time. It has nothing to do with our murder case.
Miss Faye, I'm warning you. It has nothing to do with Mr. Swallow's case.
I have to remember the judge is on Dahlia's side. Better tread carefully.
Keep pressing.
Your Honor, if you allow me to some latitude, I think I can establish relevance. Please ask her to continue on with her testimony.
Very well. Young lady, I've got a simple question for you. What were you doing downstairs in the courthouse reading room?
If it pleases your Honor, the answer is simply this. I had come to this courtroom to do some research for a paper I was writing. You were writing a paper on what? On the relationship between modern senior poetry and a criminal underworld.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating research idea.
Am I getting old? Now I've even forgotten what I've forgotten. Again with the midlife crisis stuff.
Yeah, why did that girl really come to this courthouse? Is that what you wanted to know? Speaking of forgetting things, you haven't forgotten the police report, have you? Been through a lot of trouble to get it, but be sure to read it carefully.
Yes, I was just pressing it just to make sure. I'm not like, oh, you didn't... I don't think it's this one. Right, because it doesn't directly say her name, so it's this report then.
Objection!
Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? Didn't you actually come here for a much more important reason?
What is the meaning of the cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in this report. And that name is Dahlia Hawthorne.
What?
Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, the sweetie pie of everyone's eye is Dahlia Hawthorne. She was the prime suspect in a criminal case just 8 months ago.
Order! 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 This is unbelievable. It's true then, that loveliest...
It's fair. That's not fair. You can't slander my witness with an unrelated case. Mr. Payne, we're not...
Mr. Prosecutor, I believe I was speaking.
Pardon me. Go right ahead.
It's true that about 8 months ago, the police expressed some interest in me.
Express some interest, huh?
Mr. Judge, sir, I know I'm under oath, so I tell you the absolute truth. I did not commit the crime that occurred during that incident 8 months ago.
I see.
Okay, I've tied the two crimes together. I've just got to stay on the offensive.
Mia. Oh, really hit little fire in my heart and my buttocks. I can hardly tell which is more inflamed, my spirit or my hemorrhoids.
You maybe need to go see a doctor soon for that hemorrhoids. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment. That's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison and it's lethal at just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that.
Oh, you just trapped yourself. Trapped yourself. So, that's what happened here 8 months ago.
However, as you've heard from the witness's testimony, he had nothing to do with it. I think the defense is just about out of tricks.
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Payne, but I'm afraid the defense has many more tricks up its sleeve today. And I'll be sure to show them to you before the end of this cross-examination.
What the? Why does the defense suddenly feel stronger?
Ha, Mia, you're glowing with a true lawyer's aura, my dear. Proud posture and self-confidence. Absolutely smashing.
Okay. What do you say, Mr. Crossberg? Discuss something in the cafeteria. What were you talking about with the defense attorney? I'm sorry, but that's confidential.
According to the report, you were being interviewed regarding another case.
The lawyer that was killed. He said he wanted to talk about an incident I was caught up in when I was younger. Why don't you tell us all what that incident was?
And there's absolutely nothing at all to do with this case.
Objection sustained. The defense question is stricken from the record.
You get involved in a lot of incidents, don't you, Miss Hawthorne? Well, I guess I was just born under a bad sign.
Don't worry, Dolly, I'll protect you. Heard a man. Now that is true love. Young lady.
Oh, Finny, please. Those two really are making me ill, albeit for decidedly different reasons. Okay. About how much liquid is 2 teaspoons?
Well, let me see. My bottle of eye drop says or half a fluid ounce, which is equal to 3 teaspoons.
So it's about 2/3 of that amount, huh? The poison was found in the lawyer's mug of coffee. It must have been after I left the table. Someone must have quietly slipped it in there. Special kind of poison. Special kind of poison. How so? Well, I heard it's almost impossible to detect.
Oh, but where would something like that come from?
I'm sorry. All I know is what I overheard a policeman saying. He said something about using advanced chemical processes to purify it.
Chemical processes? Well, that's quite impressive. Most impressive.
The big question is, how did the criminal get something like that? I'll press all of this, then decide to use evidence, I guess. And that's the reason they didn't arrest you, because no one could show how you could have gotten the poison. I think that's a good enough reason, Madam Faye.
She's right. I think we've all had enough of Miss Faye's question.
So, in essence, the main reason Miss Harter was never arrested for this crime is because no one could show how she could have obtained the poison. All we know have to find this way to establish how she could have got some poison, right?
Wait, not just how did the lead student get a hold of poison, of all things? I don't think we have evidence per se. Object evidence, but I think we have. This is not the one. Perhaps, yeah. I'm gonna say it's this one. Yes, correct. Because Yugi was a chemical student that is really good at chemistry, I guess. Somehow would able to conjure up poison for Dahlia, apparently. You wouldn't know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to the kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
The boyfriend? You mean the victim? Duke Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. If you all recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have obtained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that was the one sitting at this very table. You. No!
Order! Could it be?
There's nothing but a...
May I say something, Madam Faye? What is it, Mr. Hawthorne? The amount of poison in the coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, we need some kind of container.
Well, yes, that's true.
I was searched immediately after the incident took place.
Quite true. In fact, the entire courthouse was turned upside down.
But they didn't find a suspicious container anywhere, did they? She's right. You even mentioned that in the report. Well, you could have easily gotten rid of something that small. Excuse me, madam, but this is a court of law. If you're saying I threw the poison container away, I think you need to show some kind of proof. Proof? You got me good with that.
Provide some evidence, or I'll have to disallow this line of questioning, Miss Faye. Unless we can come up with some evidence, we're going to lose this lead.
Police conducted a full body search of Dahlia and of the entire courthouse. Yet the container holding the poison disappeared right after the crime occurred.
If you're going to accuse the young lady of committing the murder, And where is the container poison was carried in? What happened to it?
This one. You were forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? That's why you passed it on to someone that had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was this accomplice?
Of course not. You gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. What? But that's...
That's a charming little necklace. Is this a little bottle? It's really quite cute. So what about it? What does it mean, Miss May? I'm very dumb.
The day that the witness met and fell for Mr. Phoenix Wright was 8 months ago, August 27th, the very same day as the poisoning incident. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of hiding the one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, it will find a trace amount. That's like a very huge gamble. What if there wasn't? You know, that container probably isn't like airtight or something. It might have evaporated and all that.
No! What?
Order! Order in the court!
On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself!
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her. Okay.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? Oof. Well, I guess you must be madly in love with me too. Mr. Wright, please, open your eyes. At this point in the trial, I think it should be obvious to everyone. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is dating you is... she's madly in love with you. To keep you quiet. Naturally, it's to keep you quiet. What? To keep me quiet? Keep me quiet about what? Well,
Seems that the rest of us don't quite understand you, Miss May. Nor do we understand what this vile secret of Miss Hawthorne Hose is.
Because there is no secret, I tell you. How dense can you be?
Miss May, please think it over and try again.
I have to be so specific. Okay. Yes, Your Honor. The real reason that Dahlia Hawthorne is taking you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not in... and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is the bottle necklace you love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back there in the waiting room. You said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a present back like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of a crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. You never gave it back to her. To make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. Oh no, that's a lie. Wah. Okay. There's a lot of crying in this one. Yeah, are you alright? The defender is getting away. Hey, hurry. Oh no. Stupid Phoenix.
Yeah, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
Boy, you went completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff caught him, so he should be back soon enough. My goodness.
Oh no. Thank goodness. Oh no.
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Mr. Hawthorne's present. It's gone.
What? That's terrible. So I must have grabbed it when he slammed into me. Foolish boy. It's the only thing that could have saved him. What in blazes are we supposed to do now?
Well, we just shrug and call it a day, I guess.
Mr. Wright, this sort of behavior is unprecedented in the history of this court.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid that apology is not enough.
Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me. I'm sorry. It's okay. Just give back the necklace. I ate it. You what?
You ate a bottle. You ate it?
It's too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into a little pizza first, but yeah. No, don't lie, Phoenix. What?
What is he doing now?
Your Honor, you've got to stop the trial. It's right. It's right. Are you feeling okay? Your stomach hurts. That water you swallowed may have some poison left in it.
Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly, that bottle did not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant's still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it would seem.
I have to question, how did you eat a bottle that is either made of plastic or glass without getting injured?
So it would seem.
No, must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency.
There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client's the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you place this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust a witness, Mr. Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong.
That's enough! Unfortunately, Miss Fay, I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything.
Ugh. Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed with a...
Mr. Wright? I'm sorry, Miss Fay. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believed in me. I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? Something I forgot to tell you.
What is it?
The day I met Dog Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore.
Hey, it's none of your business.
I'm telling you for his sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news.
You're lying.
Just listen to me. Something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that night too. It could only have been her. The girl is a thief.
Stop it! Don't talk about her like that.
It wasn't just a bad girl. She didn't just say he was a bad girl. Is it true? Did he really say that?
And that's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, the defendant is...
Miss Faye, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, there's only one possible conclusion. Oh, she's also trying to kill Mr. Phoenix. Right. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison right on the night before she killed Duke Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing was to kill someone. Miss Faye.
If you're so certain of your theory, let me ask you this.
Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. Something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore...
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill?
Nick's right. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. That person was Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Me?
That's preposterous! After all, it was Duke Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that could be.
But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Mr. Hawthorne were in love.
Oh, Mr. Wright, this must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about.
And even so, why would she go so far as to murder him?
8 months ago, just after the fall of the attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing: how to get rid of that bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it can't be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. There was just one big problem. If she gotten him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence.
That can't be true.
Feeny, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you that time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne.
It appears that we are nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Ugh. Well, Hey, old man. Are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you?
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me this way, Mr. Judge?
Okay.
With absolutely no proof. You treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine. Now ask this nasty old hag to finish up already. I can't let her get away this time.
Stop, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you could pay the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
You'd be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid.
No. Better think over carefully, Miss Fay. Should I say, Miss Grey?
Well, Miss Fay, can you provide evidence that would establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. To be honest, at this point I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You can't possibly...
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor. I can just imagine the headlines for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets a chance to soar. She's planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, poison was probably in there.
Well then, Mr. Fay, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Horton was planning to poison Mr. Wright. This.
Here it is, Your Honor. Evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Code Killer X. Felix Wright's beloved code medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold?
If I did, I soon would take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I was ate with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took his bottle of Code Killer X. And she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was a victim, Duke Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Oh, what are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Code Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and their cut electrical cable. It's when she realized she can't allow Duke Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying the bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, why if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she did dispose of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Duke Swallow.
Dum dum dum.
It's very clever of her. But not too clever, I guess. Not clever enough. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? You stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yes, that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the indesperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some. Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? Eat it! If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now. Mia Fey, Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey? That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours. For the time being. Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Miss Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Why, yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the man in blue now. I wish you all the best. Okay, no insane explosion of screams. I'm kind of disappointed. Phew. It's finally all over. Yeah, it's like this is just the introduction, the first case, and it's been 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's quite a bit of time.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support the outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
I don't care. I'm Winston Payne. I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
There. It's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust this witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life.
So, if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life?
My head's flying away, my beautiful one. No.
Very nice. Very nice. I love it. At least someone screamed in agony. Music in my ears. Actually, when I think about it, that's actually me screaming. Anyways, moving on.
Mr. Payne, about Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for immediate arrest.
Tragic, but not surprising. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor?
Is it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne.
This can't be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like my...
Wait, what did you just say? I missed.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. Does the defendant have anything further to say?
It can't be true. My dear darling. Achoo!
Very well, then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Felix Wright, not guilty.
Yay! Nice. With no penalty as well.
This court is adjourned.
April 11, 3:16 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Yeah, you were wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
In the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius.
Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them? It's gross.
Well, my name is Grossberg. That's rather rude. Anyway, this case really made me think. does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with the client? As there's we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Oh, Mr. Wright, congratulations. Thanks. I was thinking.
Go on.
The dolly that I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her. What? Yeah, the dolly I knew could never have said those kind of terrible things. Maybe she was like, I don't know, a fake or something. Boy, this poor kid still hasn't got a clue. You need to forget about her, Miss Wright. For your own sake. Yeah, you're right. It's probably for the best. Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little. But of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up. Eek, what kind of company does this guy keep? Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself. That's what you keep saying. I thought you were in the art department. Well, yeah, I am. There's a friend I desperately want to help. If I hurry, I should still be able to save him in time. I see. Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they are in trouble, right? It's right. Still new at this myself, but I think that's exactly what a lawyer is. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even in court.
You will. For the rest of your life.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. Memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But it's a story for another day. That's episode 1, okay. Yeah, it's not prologue or anything. Hey, we did episode 1, now it's episode 2. Save my progress, of course. Well, that will be it. We'll continue episode 2, The Stolen Turnabout, next time. Alright, sorry. This is episodic, so you all have to wait until next time. But for everyone that was watching this on YouTube, thank you so much. I hope you like it, hope you enjoyed it. And, click the like button, subscribe, and all that stuff. If you think this is nice, if you're not, it's all well. It's fine. You probably wouldn't have even reached to this point. So, probably, like after 5 minutes, oh, this is too long. 2 hours, almost 3 hours. Nah, nobody have time for that. But anyways, enough of like self-deprecating anything. Will be it. So, take care. Stay hopeful. And be cricketer. Oh no, I've messed up my line. I hope. You know what? Forget about it. Bye. Hey. This sucks.